Hey guys, Ramsey here. Welcome to another live stream. So I'm going to give it a minute because this was, let's just say, completely out of the blue. I had no clue that this was coming today. Good evening, Kevin. Thank you for being here, brother. Good to see you, my friend. It's been a long time since I've done a live stream. It may be 2 or 3, maybe even 4 months. I can't remember. Do tell me if you can hear me on the microphone and if the sound quality is clear. I came home today and I had a package waiting on the door. So I figured what a fantastic opportunity to do a live stream and talk about a brand new house, which I always love talking about new houses on the channel. So let's give it some time for folks to show up. Good morning, good evening. Or morning, Ahmed. Thanks for joining, my friend. It's evening here. Good. Thank you. Yes, unexpected and awesome and fast. So this was waiting for me, this little bad boy right here. And inside, we should have 3 perfumes from the new Maxim perfume house, which is very exciting. We do have 3. Here they are. Maxim Perfumes, Bangkok. Look at that. Very interesting. So I don't know which one's which. It doesn't look, the name's on the top. Okay. So this one is Amber Balsam, and I actually have blurbs for all of these. This one is Musk Couture, Musk Couture. And this one is Cafe Mystique. I'm most excited about Cafe Mystique, I must admit, because it is an oud coffee fragrance from my understanding. And I have been into oud coffees lately. So we're going to unbox these bad boys and we're going to try them out. But I'm going to just kind of ramble for a little bit while we kind of wait for some folks to show up, because this was totally unexpected and out of the blue. I only had 30 minutes or so to prepare. The box just literally arrived on my doorstep. So yes, good times. Eugene, thanks for being here, my friend. And congratulations, by the way. I should say, I have to give this a shout out because Eugene's very own Des Cendres is up for an amazing award. It is up for best what was the award, Eugene? It's in where is it? It's in South America somewhere, right? But where is it? Is it Paraguay, or I forget where Eugene said it, where the award was being held, where the award ceremony was being held. But we are all rooting for Des Cendres. When I smelled this, and first thing when the clock turned 2023, Portugal. That's right, Portugal. And when I smelled this in 2023, I remember saying, I think this was going to be the best thing in 2023, that it would be very hard for something to beat this. And I am glad that it's getting the recognition. Best indie, best RT. I don't know what they call the award. You'll have to forgive me. But I'm excited. I'm excited for him. He deserves all of the love, and it's been quite a journey. I was thinking about journeys today because I was thinking about how amazing the last year of my life has been. Not even the last year, the last 9 months or so. It's like the most unbelievable addition by subtraction somebody could ask for. It has just been unreal. Every moment of every day has been amazing. And so I understand the journey that Eugene is going through and went through to get to this point. And he poured his heart and soul into these fragrances. A lot of folks who are given the creative director label by some of these houses, they're not creative directors. They don't get to do anything. They don't get to work with the perfumer. It's basically like sometimes they just kind of say, okay, here's your cookie cutter selection, pick one. But Eugene actually got to work with Antoine Lee to kind of put these fragrances together. So very excited. Independent finalist for Art and Olfaction. Awesome. Independent, I like it. Independent finalist. What are some of the previous winners, Eugene? Do you, excuse me, do you know off the top of your head what some of the previous winners in this category was. Yeah, buddy. Is it Maxim or Maxim? Okay, so that's the interesting thing about this brand, Ajay, because in the blurb that so if you go to Parfumo and you look up the fragrance, like one of the fragrances that he created for Bortnikoff, right? So if you look up Le Voyage Oriental, right? Le Voyage Oriental. That's the one he did last year, 2023. It lists his name as Maxim, M-A-X-I-M, Maxim Bortnikoff. But if you actually look at the brand he put out, his brand is called Maxim with a K, M-A-K-S-I-M. So that's strange. I must admit, that is very strange. I'm guessing maybe it's just different ways of spelling. I mean, it's still Maxim. It's still his name. The brand is basically named after him. But it is very strange that on Parfumo, they list his name as M-A-X-S-I-M, Maxim, and his actual brand is M-A-K-S-I-M. So that's interesting. Let me pull up the website so we can talk a little bit about these before I start spraying away, because we're going to test these bad boys today. So let's see. Maxim Perfumes. It is with a K on the website too. So M-A-K-S-I-M, Maxim Perfumes. So these retail for $220 for 30 mils. It looks like each one of these bottles is 30 mils. Yes, $220 for 30 mils. And oh, I forgot to mention, I need to put this down there because they actually gave me a coupon code, the first coupon code Channel Ram has ever had. Okay, so coupon code Ramsey for free shipping. What is it? Maxim, M-A-K-S-I-M, MaximPerfume.com. MaximPerfume.com. Okay, that is pretty funny. I will admit, it is pretty funny. Coupon code Ramsey at MaximPerfume. Why is there a space there? Maxim Perfume. How do I change this? Maxim Perfume. There we go. Save. Scroll, bitch. All right, there we go. All right, let's catch up on the comments. So yes, just fantastic day. We get to try new fragrances from an artisanal house. I've been all about the artisanal houses lately. My scent of the day, in case you have not been following the channel, is Bespoke Sweet by our good friend Sherwood Gupta, whose channel deserves, I would say, the love and attention. And it's funny, something came to my attention today that I feel like I should mention in the live stream, because one of my, a bunch of people actually, but a bunch of folks reached out and said, hey, I'm not getting any notifications on your channel anymore, Ramsey. So I asked Rich Mitch, who always gets notifications and always comments, and he wasn't commenting. So I knew something was going on with the YouTube algorithm. I said, hey, Rich, have you been getting notifications? He was like, no, mate, I just assumed that you haven't been uploading these last 5 days. So he pulled up the channel and he's like, holy shit, you've done like 7 videos in the last 5 days. I haven't gotten any notifications. So we looked into it, and what we are guessing has happened is that when you add notifications on YouTube now, they add notifications on what they call personalized recommendations. So basically the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, decides whether they think you would like to see that video or not. Okay. So, I mean, that is the epitome of Big Brother. Jonathan and Rich Mitch and I were talking about this today in our group chat. That is basically the epitome of Big Brother. So what I think was happening is I started to do a lot of these Sherwood reviews, which, to be fair, I mean, Sherwood is a smaller house. There's probably not as much content out there on YouTube. So YouTube probably took that and they probably said, okay, these people won't be interested in hearing about this, so we're not even going to send them the notification. So that happened. And then when I uploaded videos that, let's say you follow that logic through, right? Well, when I did my Thierry Vasseur ranked perfumers portfolio video, Rich said he still didn't get a notification. So it was almost like YouTube like blackballed me or something. They were like, you know, we're not going to give notifications. So I hate to be the guy that's like, make sure you have the bell clicked. But if you do want to get notifications, and I had to go through my channels, actually, I didn't even know about this. So I had to go through my channels and look and see which ones that I actually had listed as personalized recommendations and which ones I had listed as all. So the channels I want to get, you know, notified about, I had to go change them to all instead of just personalized recommendations. So that was interesting. That was very, very interesting to learn today. But yes, I've been wearing and reviewing these Sherwoods, and granted, it's a smaller house, but I really have been impressed with what Prakhar Gupta has been able to do in just a couple of years, and very excited to see where this goes in the future. So these artisanal houses have been coming up. So my God, yes, Rich with the wrench. Good to see you, Noah. Good evening, Ram Duck crew. Yes, Lisbon, Portugal. Excited for Eugene, man. I really hope Descendra's win. Honestly, I can't think of any other fragrance that could top it. If it doesn't win, it would be a tragedy. It would be a scandal, I would say. Yes, congrats, Eugene. Independent finalist for art and olfaction. Yeah, buddy. Congratulations, buddy. Eugene, good to see you, Dushan. Yeah, buddy. Scent of the Night, Chanel Cristal Vintage. Very well done, Dushan. Bespoke Suite or Suit? Well, it's actually, you're right. You know what? It's actually written Suit. S-U-I-T. So yeah, I guess it is Bespoke Suit. Good catch, JT. I think Prakhar Gupta said there was only something like 20 fragrances made. Okay, of this, or sorry, 20 bottles made of Bespoke Suit. So it was a very limited release. Not my favorite from him, and there's a lot of animalic notes in here, but still glad to get to sniff it. And it's almost like a precursor to Gentleman, which I talked about on a couple other videos. But if you watched my Gentleman video by Sherwood, you'll kind of, if you've ever smelled Gentleman, you'll have an idea. Bespoke Suit's a little bit like a precursor to Gentleman. So, all right, let us open some of these bad boys. I think we should start by spraying. I want to smell these. I'm excited to smell these. I really hope they're good. I corrected a wrong recently because I realized that there were some Bortnikoff fragrances that I have not reviewed. So I went on the channel and did reviews over the last couple months of all of my favorite Bortnikoff. So things like Oud Maximus, Oud Monarch, Mysterious Oud, Amber Cologne, Chypre du Nord, Musk Habib, all these amazing Bortnikoff fragrances now have full reviews on the channel. So I'm a little bit excited and a little bit scared to try these Maxim fragrances because Bortnikoff is kind of one of my favorite artisanal house. Dmitry Bortnikoff and Russian Adam as a duo opened up the house of Feel Oud, and they were instrumental in kind of taking my journey in a little bit of a different direction. And yet I don't like what the house of Bortnikoff has put out, let's say post the end of 2022 onwards. Okay. I was very hard on the citrus cologne releases that came out. Le Voyage, what were they called? Cologne de la Terre, Cologne de Feu, all that stuff. I didn't like any of those. The citruses in them were woeful. It was straight poverty, as the Brits would say. And I was like, man, I hope this is like a one-off thing and then they get back to it. But then I reviewed a couple from 2023 recently, one of which had Maxim's name on it. It was called Le Voyage Oriental, and it was terrible. I did not enjoy it at all. And so my conspiracy theory was, as I was thinking, you know what, maybe Maxim Bortnikoff stepped in for his father, Dmitry Bortnikoff, on more occasions than just what was listed. And maybe that's one of the reasons why there was this dramatic shift in the house of Bortnikoff. So I'm hoping he had some on-the-job training and on-the-job learning. I will tell you from the Maxim website, it says, introducing Maxim perfumes. Behind every bottle of our brand, There is a story not only of craftsmanship and tradition, but also of the courage to dream and reimagine. Founded by Maxim, heir to the famous Bortnikoff perfume house. Heir. Wow. We invite you on a journey beyond traditional perfumery, enriched by the unique heritage and knowledge gained at the perfume school, interesting, as well as the experience of working with his father Dmitry at Bortnikoff Parfum, where he learned to combine classical traditions with modern trends. There needs to be a space between traditions and with. Maxim created Maxim Perfumes. So they spelled his name on the website with a K as well. Maxim created Maxim Perfumes. So maybe it's Parfumo that has it spelled wrong. Here, each fragrance is a symbol of luxury and sophistication created with the rarest and most powerful natural ingredients. The path allows Maxim to freely express his creativity, giving the world fragrances that reflect his unique vision of perfumery. Join us as we explore the emotions, dreams, and innovations contained in every Maxim Perfumes bottle. Each composition contains between 95% and 100% natural ingredients. Damn. Okay. Eugene, give us your interpretation of a Horthy leather. Paddock and Epona are running without one of your... Yes, that's right. We need one, Eugene. I think the need to sniff the Les Abstraits line is going to force me to break my no-buy. They are, I would just recommend, I mean, my two favorites are Des Cendres and La Douleur Exquise. But let me open my most looked forward to, which is Cafe Mystique. It's funny because they reached out to me and they said, hey, mate, we want to send you a fragrance. And I was like, okay. So they were like, pick one of the three. And I was like, well, if you make me pick one, it would be Cafe Mystique, because I've been into coffee ouds lately. But if you want me to talk about all three on the channel, just send me all three. And they were like, okay, fine, we'll send you all three. I was like, well, I mean, otherwise I'm only going to talk about one. But yes, these were sent to me by the brand, and this is not a sample. This is a full bottle. So believe me or don't believe me, but I always say it doesn't change my feelings of the fragrance. I'm not going to change what I say and put my my name and my honor, the Ram honor, at risk by lying about how I feel about a fragrance just over a free bottle. That would be stupid. So here's the little card that comes with it. Cafe Mystique. There's the image that they want you to think about, I guess. Coffee beans with, it looks like maybe some frangipani flowers. A journey of scents crafted from the rarest ingredients across the globe. Each note is a testament to our quest for perfection. Okay, and there's the packaging. Nice packaging, actually. The box is shite. It's very thin cardboard, but this part's nice. So let's see what we get. So there it is. Maxim Perfumes. Sorry about the shitty lighting in here and the terrible camera. I really do need a better camera, but Cafe Mystique. Okay, let's spray. Good sprayer. Very good sprayer. Very good sprayer. Please let this be good. Please let this be good. Okay. So it's good from the first sniff. It's nowhere near the terrible citrus parts I was getting from the Bortnikoff fragrances he created that I did not like. That is a heavy dose of coffee in the opening, though. You know how some coffees, so when I reviewed Sherwood's Paradise, I mentioned that the coffee fragrance kind of played second fiddle. Here it looks like it's going straight coffee. I mean, just coffee to the dome. And it's like a dark smelling roast. So they say there's bergamot, and it's the Kopi Luwak coffee, which is an exclusive coffee accord unique to Indonesia, the one where they feed the civet cats. The civets eat the Kopi Luwak coffee, shit it out basically, and then they take it from the poop of the civet and literally distill the coffee. So I don't get very much bergamot, which is good because I was worried about the citrus accord in this. So the bergamot really is, I think, there just for the tiniest little bit of landing. I get a lot of coffee and a lot of black pepper and spices. So there's definitely cardamom in here. Cardamom plays that you know, combination of spice meets cool, but also like translucent feeling. But the coffee note is good. I'm not getting as much oud as I was hoping, but maybe that'll come out more in the base. The floral combination here in the heart is nowhere near his father's work. So if you were not a fan of the way that Dmitry Bortnikoff mixed all of these kind of outrageous floral fragrances, no need to worry here. This is much more straightforward. It is letting some of the materials do the talking, but this is good so far. This is good. The color of the juice gives you a little bit of a hint. It's a dark coffee blend with spices. And it does smell artisanal in a way. You know, a lot of the designer coffee fragrances you think about are probably going to be more in the sweeter, you know, they're going to mix the coffee with tonkas and benzoins and sweet notes and stuff like that. Almost like coffee with a shitload of sugar and whipped cream on top. That is what you get from the designer realm. This does stay like you're smelling freshly brewed black coffee. They say Oud, Siam, and Turkish coffee in the base. So there's the Kopi Luwak, which is supposed to be that animalic. You're supposed to get almost like a little hit of animalics with the coffee. It's supposed to have, I guess it's not going to be like civet, of course, because the civet paste and just being digested through a civet are two completely different things. But the Kopi Luwak coffee, from my understanding, is supposed to add a little bit of funk, a little bit of oily funk, or whatever you want to call it. But it's very, I mean, it's literally like smelling brewed black coffee. If you've ever smelled Arabic coffee, I guess there is a little, I mean, when I drink Arabic coffee with my family, it's always done with like cardamom. So the cardamom coffee combination is, it goes very well, but I don't want to say it's simple, but there's not very many moving parts to so far. It just kind of hits you with that accord, that note. I'm not getting very much of the florals. I'm not getting very much of the myrrh, frankincense, the resins. Maybe that comes later on. There's also beeswax in here. I'm not getting very much beeswax. There is vanilla in the base too, but I'm not getting very much vanilla either. Maybe as it dries down, it'll continue on that path. The vetiver, I could see the earthy side of the vetiver playing a part in this. But if you're looking for a coffee fragrance that doesn't have sweetness, this could be one to consider. Yeah, we'll have to see how it dries down. I could see the labdanum playing a big role in this already. I can see the labdanum. I can see the definitely the peppered, unsweetened coffee, but I'm not getting very much oud yet, which is a little bit of a disappointment. But if you want like a coffee fragrance front and center, I mean, if money was no issue, and these are nowhere near as expensive. What did I say these ran? $220 for 30 mil. Okay, so $220 for 30 mil. If you paid double that, you could probably find yourself a bottle of Rumi by Ensar. I think Rumi by Ensar did that straight, just give you coffee, and there were other things going on in Rumi. I reviewed it, but I remember the coffee note being very prominent. So, but yes, this is definitely an option. Every note in Cafe Mystique is a mark of exceptional quality, merging into a symphony of olfactory magnificence. This fragrance is a celebration of the world's rarest scents, offered in the form of an exquisite perfume. Okay, so they've gone to school on their marketing. Let's catch up on the comments. Can you clarify if your previous review is bespoke sweet or sweet? Yeah, it says S-U-I-T. S-U-I-T, so I guess it's suit. No one goes into details. Thank you, my friend. Well, I try. I do try. Sometimes it doesn't always work out, but I do try. Or, well, I knew it. Unhappy with the last few Bortnikoff releases, but Maxim's new brand is really good. Have you tried these already? How have you tried these already? I have been unhappy with the last few Bortnikoff releases as well. And I was worried that it was maybe Maxim at the helm of what was going on. So if these are good, then maybe not. Maybe the brand has just decided to go in a different direction. Good day, Black Monday. Ascata Porom. I'm glad you're getting into some of those vintages, mate. Ascata Porom is one of my all-time favorite amber fougere type fragrances with that boozy note in here. So good. And I've got a comparison video between the EDT, which I prefer, and the EDP, which is more vanillic. But yeah, Cafe Mystique is very straightforward so far. I mean, I like it. I think if money was no issue, I would go for Rumi if I wanted a straightforward coffee, but it's good so far. It's some of my fears of the citruses being the type of citruses used in things like Le Voyage Oriental or the cologne line that I hated have been put to rest, at least. So I like it so far. I don't love it, but I like it. Maybe if the oud comes out more in the base, it'll turn more to a love. But for now, it's a like. I've been getting all your notifications. I had a good time wearing Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce Intense. I've never smelled that. I've never smelled that one, Regis, but thank you for the verification, my friend. Davidoff by Davidoff. The OG. Manuel, is that the OG from the, like 1980? What is it? 80... Is it 84? Is it this one? The original Davidoff. This still needs to be reviewed on Channel Ram. This stuff is amazing. Probably this and Zeno are the best Davidoff releases, in my opinion. This is so good, though. And it's got that hint of tobacco in there because Davidoff was a tobacconist originally. Oh, what a fragrance. Very overlooked nowadays. Bortnikoff Oud Maximus. Nice. Well done. I love Oud Maximus. One of my all-time favorite ouds. Scent of the day, Paradise Soil. Ordered a bottle of Oud de Grand to compare. Very nice. The jasmine in both are beautiful. I mean, I think just from memory, I liked Oud de Grand a little bit more, but I only tried Paradise Soil once, and that was on that live stream. So I need to go back. I need to go back to it and try it a couple more times before I say that for sure. But Oud de Grand is maybe one of the best natural smelling jasmines I've ever smelled. It has all the facets of jasmine that you love. It's got the honeyed facet. It's got the fresh facet. You know, it's just like, it's like rubbing your hand on the most plush carpet you could ever imagine. It's so just, the jasmine in it is unbelievable. And as somebody who did not like that, you know, white floral jasmine feel originally, coming around to natural smelling jasmine, it's so different from the type of jasmine that, let's say, like you would get in a Dior or Guerlain. Smelling actual jasmine like that is amazing. The Ram is live. It's been a while, Pat. It has been a while. I won't lie. Scent of the night, Patchouli Noisette. I still have not smelled that. A rich fragrance indeed. I still haven't smelled it. Do you get like a Middle Eastern feel to it? That was the rumor that I was hearing for a little bit, that it had almost like a Middle Eastern feel, but I've never smelled it. Got all three from Maxim Collection. Not so interesting names, to be honest, but really solid fragrances. Interesting. You are on it, Mohammed. Man, you are absolutely on it, my friend. WTSP Channel 10 News would like to do a story on me at the Citrus Connection bus terminal in Lakeland, Florida. This is my 20th year working there. That's awesome, Kevin. Congratulations, man. I'm glad to hear it. Really glad to hear it. Does Sherwood have a discovery set? No, they do not, because their fragrances are done kind of in the same range as, let's say, their fragrances are done kind of in the same range as a Riz Ladore, where it's like a one-time release and that's it. So he'll do 50 100 bottles, and then once they're gone, they're gone. So he never has done a discovery set, from my understanding. Didn't know if that would have had given meaning to the formulation of the scent. It's a good thought, JT. Yeah, it's a good thought, especially with that connection to gentlemen. It's a really good thought. I guess I was reading it as bespoke suite for some reason, but it's actually suit. So yeah, thank you for that. I hope I spelled it right when I actually typed it in. Yeah, no discovery set yet, my friend. No discovery set. Hey, Antonio, good to see you, man. I need to do these lives more. I have a lot, actually, that I would like to do on a live stream. There's a lot of fragrances that we could go through on these live streams. I feel like you don't get as, let's say, as deep of content as if I did individual reviews, but there's probably 10 Ducitas. There's probably 8 Pierre de Valet by that Roja offshoot brand I want to discuss. There's the new Perito Moreno, which is one half of Digit and Zach's own. There's 3 new fragrances there. I still haven't even done a live stream on that yet. There's so many fragrances that a live stream I think would be beneficial to discuss, because I just don't have time to do that many videos. But I want to buy that Texas shirt. They don't sell this one anymore, unfortunately. It was like a one-time promotion. But maybe you can find yourself a Texas Rangers World Series shirt. They did finally win the World Series. After being a Ranger fan for 39 years, they finally came through. God, I love patchouli noisette. Really? I need to sniff it. I don't think they'll ever make the playoffs this year. Hello, hello. How does Cafe Mystique compare with Ensar? I would have to, honestly, I don't even remember. It's too many fragrances. You'd have to go watch my review. You'd have to go watch my Rumi review and pick up clues that way. I technically still have the decant somewhere. I just have no clue where. I remember Rumi being much more, it had a lot more going on. I can tell you that. Even though the coffee was very prominent, I remember there was a lot of other things going on. This feels a little bit simpler. Still well done. Even now, I'm just not getting very much of the florals or the oud. I am getting the labdanum. I can see the labdanum base that it sits on. And a ton of coffee cardamom in the Arabic/Turkish style. But I wish I got more of some of the other resins and the beeswax and the florals, but not yet. So far, not yet. I think on just, if you made me just give you an answer, Rumi's the better fragrance, but it's also, I think, double or triple the price. So hope you're doing well. Ordered some Cambodian oud oil recently. It is I mean, just pure oud oil is one of the most amazing discoveries for me. So many nights before bed, I'll just take some of that oud oil Russian Adam sent me, feels like years ago now, and just swipe it on before bed. It's so just meditative and relaxing. That and sandalwood oil, I would say, are kind of the two. Those are kind of the two to go for. What's your favorite Science Bear? Does Maxim have a discovery set? That is yes, they do. They have a $45 discovery set, 2 mil each. 2 mil each. Okay, let's do the next one. So the next one is, what do I do with this card? How does this card fit in here? I guess I should have been paying attention to how this went. Did it just fit inside? I have no clue. All right, screw you, card. Okay. So next we've got Amber Balsam. Amber Balsam, which I assume is going to be amber and balsams. I still can't believe they gave me a discount code. All these years of having a channel. I thought that was pretty funny, actually. Ah, the card was just in the box. It wasn't actually in the deal. But these boxes are real flimsy. I don't know if you can see, but it's like very, very, very light cardboard. Those may not hold up too well. So Amber Balsam, bergamot, cardamom, clove leaf, rue khas, which is a vetiver variety, green tea. We just did a green tea fragrance in Gentleman by Sherwood. Ylang ylang, Gurgan balsam, cinnamon, oud from Siam, Peru balsam, Tolu balsam, Irish amber, so ambergris, I'm guessing, Copiba balsam, and labdanum. Okay, let's see. Let's see what amber balsam is all about, shall we? Sprayers are fantastic. Okay. Let's let that settle, shall we? Oh, I almost like that better on first sniff because it's almost like a spicy amber. You get the clove and the amber immediately, but you also get some funk. So you get that oud from Siam, I'm guessing, and maybe the ambergris is adding a little bit of funkiness to it as well right away. This really highlights the beauty of this oud from Siam, which they say is the revered woods of Thailand fit for royalty. Okay, I wish they stopped with the marketing shit, but I will say that it is. I wish they would have given you more about the actual oud than just fit for royalty. But I like the funk in this. This is slightly cheesy. But I'm guessing from the way some of the labdanum and the resins, the Peru balsam, which Peru balsam has a vanilla infused aroma, a treasure of El Salvador. So Peru balsam, Tolu balsam, sweet, resinous, Copiba balsam, all those different sort of ambery balsams mixing with that slightly funky oud and spices. So it's actually, if it wasn't called amber balsam, I would probably say this is more like oud balsam off of first sniff. But I think they already did an oud balsam for Feel Oud, or that sounds very familiar. So yes, named amber balsam, but a lot of oud balsam. The clove is prominent. The spices are prominent. The cinnamon's prominent. Is there cinnamon in here? Yeah, the cinnamon's prominent. That green tea note is nowhere near as noticeable as it is in Sherwood's Gentleman, though. Gentleman is like the green tea fragrance. Here, I think the green tea almost just gives it some effect, you know, gives it a little bit of 3D feeling. Molecular biology. Anuj is the nicest. He is. Anuj is the best. I send people to him all the time still. Finally, someone who understands evolution. Hi. What's up, brother? Hey, close proximity. What's going on, man? Remember on one of the interviews with Russian Adam where I asked if it'd be possible to recreate oud. A research group started doing the first steps for that. They're from King Abdullah University in Jordan. Really? My homeland? I need to go be involved in this project. With that first one from Maxim, do you think that might get the other notes if it ages? Possibly. I mean, it already does smell slightly different. So now, what are we, 30 minutes in after me spraying? 20 minutes in? Now I'm starting to get some of the vanilla. The coffee has calmed down dramatically. The coffee has really calmed down in Cafe Mystique. So maybe that initial big blast of coffee. Actually, it's funny because Cafe Mystique actually feels more ambery, like in nature. I'm getting a lot of the labdanum now than amber balsam does. Amber balsam feels more oudy, although I can feel there's a lot of resins and balsams in here. And I think they're both probably oriental ambers at heart, but Cafe Mystique feels very ambery. It feels very traditionally ambery. But yeah, they're both good so far, both quality. I think amber balsam is my favorite of the two. Amber Balsam is definitely my favorite of the two. It's definitely the funkiest of the two as well. I remember learning a software for putting together phylogenetic trees in a molecular evolution class. That sounds way too advanced for me, mate. Thank you, Ahmed. That's very kind, man. Would love to see you release your fragrance someday. Yes, we'll see. Maybe a Russian Atom collab or something. Or maybe I'll do it Eugene style and find my own Antoine Lee. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I need way more subscribers for that. I think still I'm still a little low on the subscriber count to be putting out my own fragrance. But thank you. That's very kind. Very, very kind. Where were we? We were right here, putting together the crazy trees. Is this coffee one from Maxim similar to Acro Awake? I've never smelled that Acro. Actually, I've never smelled an Acro, Regis, believe it or not. That's what I say. There's so many fragrances. This is why I think this is one of the best hobbies a man or woman can have, because it never ends. I mean, it's literally never ending. As much as I've smelled, and I feel like, I don't know if it's true, but I feel like I'm probably in the 99 percentile of people who have smelled just a bunch of shit. I've smelled so many fragrances. And still you come across these brands. Never smelled an Acro, never smelled a Parfumoir de Parfum. I've only smelled one Mystique, which I reviewed on the channel. You know, and these fragrance brands have 10, 20, 30 fragrances. And so it never ends. I never smelled any of the new, oh gosh, what's that brand that Frederick Malle used to have a fragrance with, and then they did away with it. It was like a sandalwood fragrance, but he came out with his own line. Now I got to look it up. Fuck. Frederick Malle. It was called Dries Van Noten. Never smelled any of the new Dries Van Noten fragrances. So it never ends. I mean, this game literally never ends. And then for the artisanal heads, more and more of these type of fragrances are coming out. More and more of these type of Maxim perfume houses are coming out. I can tell you, I'm impressed with the fact that he only has a couple years of experience. I will tell you that this smells much more refined than the work that I smelled when he did some of the step-ins for his father for Dmitry Bortnikoff's brand. These smell a little bit more refined, but I think Amber Balsam is the one that really makes me feel like you get the value for money on these artisanal houses, because most people that buy these type of fragrances, they buy them because they want to smell something that they're not going to smell at their local Macy's or Neiman Marcus or Saks Fifth Avenue, whatever you want to call it, right? They want to smell something different. They want to smell the real oud, the real ambergris. They want to smell the amazing materials. And while I really like Cafe Mystique, I feel like there's nothing in it, even though it has the oud note. What did they say? It said they had oud, Siam oud. Same, actually, is it the same oud, Siam? Yeah, same oud. That's interesting. I would have liked to see different varieties of oud, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers. So, but I really feel like if you would have blindfolded me and said, okay, Cafe Mystique is a Acro fragrance, let's just say, and I have no clue what any of the Acros smell like, but I would have said, okay, I could have seen it, right? You couldn't pull Amber Balsam as an Acro, or I would never believe it, because this smells like you're getting the amazing real oud. The earthy vetiver is starting to come through here, which that Ruchas, which I think Ajay sent me some very some original Ruchas from India, and it is amazingly deep, dark, so deep and dark and earthy. It almost smells like, I mean, you've literally taken leaves and plants and weeds and kind of put them into the put them into the blender and blended them up. There's something unbelievably natural and fresh about it, but also dark and earthy. Ah, Rachel, good to see you. It's been a long time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It has been too long on these live streams. I won't let it go that long again, I promise. There's a lot to discuss. There is a lot to discuss. I got carried away in doing some of these videos that we've been ignoring the live stream. So we will correct that wrong. Thank you for your generosity. Okay. So where were we? We were here. Scent of the Night. Zrina's Blue Dream. I have no clue what that is. That's another house I've never even heard of. I think that Kerosene Follow is still the best call. I have not even smelled Follow. I might have a sample floating around, but I haven't smelled it yet. But I mean, I can see the oud in Cafe Mystique. Like if you told me there was oud, which they're doing, I can see it. It's not like I would say, I wouldn't do the Aaron Terrence Hughes and be like, no way, there's no oud in here. I wouldn't do that. I mean, you can contextualize there's oud in here, but it's not, maybe it's going to come out more in the base. Maybe it's used more as a base note. Because if you remember Beauty and the Beast, which is probably my favorite from that History of Indian Attar collection. Beauty and the Beast, the oud took 3 or 4 hours for it to come out. The oud was a slow, I mean, it was literally the Beast much later on into the dry down. First was the Beauty with that lovely rose, then the Beast came out. So it's hard to judge. Remember, these are just first impressions. But I would have liked to see the oud note turned up more. Okay, let's do Musk Couture. Musk Couture. Musk Couture. My pronunciation as a Texan will never be what it should be. I'm sorry. It just won't. Davidoff is from 84. Yes, thank you, Dushan. Dushan, I heard it's hard to get off skin. I have a decant of followed, and it is a beast. Follow is softer. Followed is the flanker, right? I plan to try that one from Kerosene. Now I'll have high expectations for it. There he is. There he is. We still need to do our live stream together, my friend. We need to do 24-hour live stream, every single fragrance in both of our collections. Go. I'm just kidding. It's good to see you, Mark. Catching a live scent of the day, Cartier, Oud, and Santal. I promise you I'll get to those Cartier soon. That could be a live stream. Herbie's Troublants by Guerlain. Testing several Guerlains before masterclass next Friday. Delphine Jelk will be in Dallas. Interesting. That's good stuff. Hey, my final, what's the third fragrance called? Musk Couture doesn't have a card in it. Boo, I can't read the notes. All right, I'll do it off of my phone. They sent me pictures of the cards. So let's see. Will I be able to find said pictures of the cards is the question. All right, we'll just do it on the website. So this one is Lychee, Raspberry, Herbal Green, Roman Chamomile, Ylang Ylang, Tobacco, Gaiac-wood, Nagamatha, Siberian Musk, Indian Oud, Vanilla, Benzoin, Cedarwood, and Oak Moss. Okay, so I have high hopes with Siberian, I'm assuming real Siberian Deer Musk, and Indian Oud. Let's see. I mean, I don't know if you can make that out, but that is thick. Sorry about the shitty camera, but it's thick and it is dark. That is dark. Okay. Funky Indian Oud in the opening, but not too funky. It's but for those of you who like the fermented oud quality, this is a good opening. Musk Couture. So it's like Indian Oud sitting on a little bit of this chocolatey. The lychee adds this strange sort of fruitiness. It's like it adds a weird kind of fresh fruit type smell. Mixing with that chocolatey musk in the base, this is good. Already the fermented Indian Oud is drying down, though. I would have liked to see the animalics more. And that's something you're probably going to hear from me over and over again. But even in these real, using real Indian Oud, I would have liked to see it turned up a little bit more aggressive. These seem geared towards wearability. They seem very, very wearable. Even though they're using amazing ingredients, real Siberian deer musk. So when Russian Adam joined my live stream a long time ago, and in one of his multiple interview sessions, he was asked, what is the fragrance or what's the ingredient you're worried about future generations never being able to smell? And he said it was musk. So being able to smell real Siberian deer musk is amazing in and of itself. So I'm not knocking the ingredients, but that animalic Indian Oud opening was like 20 seconds, and then already it's drying down. It's really blending with that chocolatey. The Oud isn't pissy, or the musk is not pissy or bloody smelling or anything like that. It's very smooth, very cloudy, pillowy type musk. And so they've used Nagarmatha to amplify the Oud here, which is interesting. That's a trick that you usually will see with a lot of like for example, in Amouage's Silver Oud, I think they used Nagarmatha to try and kind of amplify that Oud note. It's an earthy material that a lot of brands will use to try to amplify the Oud note. So I would have liked to see more Indian Oud. Let's put it that way. I would have liked to see more of the funk. Maybe if this would have had some castoreum or something else to add to the animalics, it would have helped it out a little bit. It's not a fragrance that brings you down, though. It seems very well blended, very wearable. If you like the way that the musks are done in Arise Ladore's musk collection, so if you like the way that the musks are done here, whereas many folks were kind of expecting the musks to be, like the Siberian musk, where it was big and bold and animalic, and like when you tincture the musk skin, you get the leathery aspects of the musk, which are more animalic. But in the musk collection, you almost get like this vintage style musk, and you almost get this softer, smoother style musk. That's a little bit like what the Siberian deer musk smells like here. So imagine that strange kind of fruitiness from the lychee, and the tobacco is reminding me, the tobacco ambery combination is reminding me a little bit of Oud Balsam, which I reviewed from Feel Oud, and which I actually preferred Bortnikoff's Tabak Dore to. Tabak Dore was much more my speed. Oud Balsam, in the review, I remember saying it was very good, but it felt like a more easier to wear version. So imagine taking that tobacco, amber, like accord. All of these feel like they have heavy doses of labdanums and resins and stuff like that. So imagine taking this tobacco ambery kind of concoction and adding soft, smooth, chocolatey kind of powdery, fluffy deer musk that wears like it's vintage. I don't know if it's vintage musk, but it wears like it's vintage so far, with a little bit of that funky Indian Oud on top. And the Indian Oud animalic smell, the fermented funky smell, goes like this. It's like an airplane coming to land already. In the first 5 or 10 minutes, every minute that goes by, it's becoming softer and softer. And that may be good for some people. Like if you're someone who sprays this and goes, Oh God, how could anyone wear that? You're just waiting for it to become easier. You may really like this dry down. I'm the opposite. I'm spraying it and going, no, don't leave. Come back. Come back, animalic Indian Oud. But yes, that's kind of what's happening with Musk Couture. We'll call it Couture. Although I think Coutier sounds pretty damn cool myself. I like the bottles. Magnetic cap, by the way. So I like the bottles, and you can pick it up by the cap. It would have been cool to have 50 mils like his father does. His father does 50 mil bottles, but he also sells these for $350, I think. Whereas these were only $220 for 30 mils. So give and take. I mean, with a big collection, these are probably 30 mils is probably better to have. You don't always need 50 or 100 mil bottles when you have a big collection. Sometimes 30 mils is absolutely fine. That's right. We have Armando's blind sniffs. You absolutely nailed it. I'm still hanging on to these. So we have a lot of live streams to come, my friend. We still have the blind sniffs. Do you think a Tat Lieb d'Orange Tom of Finland is a safe blind buy since I like rubber? Yes, I think that would be a safe blind buy. It is it's almost like a leathery vanilla or it's almost like a leathery vanilla meringue pie. Have you ever had like lemon meringue? Imagine like vanilla meringue pie. It's got a lot of vanilla. That's what turns it dark. It's like a vanillic leather. I like it, but I like Rien, and I like Rien Intense Incense better. Those are more my speed. They're a little bit more my speed. This is still good. I like Tom of Finland, which I think they've renamed to Clean Suede. I think this is renamed to Clean Suede, if memory serves. Planning on getting some for Borneo Oud from Prakar. Heard it had a petrol-like smell. Me too. And I'll be excited to talk about that on the channel because I think Prakar may be able to source some of that Oud. So maybe that's something that he'll be able to sell to the public. We'll see. At last, first stream, but hundreds of videos down. Welcome, my friend. Welcome, Mr. Ali. Welcome to the first stream, man. Good to have you here with us. Good to have you here with us. Bruno, try to find the vintage version. Of course. Well, that goes without saying, Dushan. Try to find the vintage version should be printed on a t-shirt we all wear. What do you think about ELDO Rien Intense Incense? I love it. I love Intense Incense. The castoreum in the top actually gives off a little bit of an old school Antaeus vibe. The dry down is much more like Rien, but there is a lot of castoreum and incense in here. It's very good. Very intense, and maybe the best name of all time, Rien. What are you wearing? Nothing. Which this is like the biggest fragrance you could ever wear. So too much cumin. I like the cumin. See, I disagree. I like the cumin, but I like cumin. I like a lot of cumin in fragrances. Like I like Fate Man, which has a review coming up very soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Fate and Figment are on the docket. They're on the hitter's deck. It's just a matter of doing the damn review. And I always second guess myself with those amouages because they're so complex. There's so much to discuss, but one of these days we need to make those two happen. Yeah, very sexual indeed. Very sweaty. I relate cumin to stomach ache. Why? Why, Ajay? I'd like to see what Ramsey's first fragrance would be like. I wonder what would be the primary note in it. Castoreum, leather. I'm a huge leatherhead. Huge leatherhead. So it would have to be castoreum, leather, oud. Those three ingredients would be primary. It's good to see you, Rachel. It's been a long time since I've done a live. King Abdullah University of Science and Technology is from Saudi Arabia, not Georgia. My bad. Well, it's Jordan is what I was thinking because King Abdullah is from Jordan. That's where I was born. But I could, okay, Saudi Arabia also had a King Abdullah, so that makes sense. Wrong King Abdullah. Here's our first lady. Yes, that's right. Rachel is the first lady of Ram Fam. If you found your company, can I do the packaging? If you found your company, you mean if I founded a company? Sure. I think Ramsey should make his own brand. Maybe. We shall see. Dries Van Noten, thank you. Yes, I'm a little behind. He definitely should. I don't know anything about Maxim. Well, they're brand new, so I don't know anything about them either, other than it is Dmitry Bortnikoff's son. There is a, oh shit, I misspelled Maxim even in the damn, no one told me in the banner I misspelled Maxim. You guys are supposed to tell me these things. M-A-K. Maxim. M-A-K-S-I-M. Maxim. M-A-K-S-I-M. Perfume. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? Save. Scroll. There we go. M-A-K-S-I-M. M-A-K-S-I-M. I can't believe no one caught that. How are you going to use my free shipping promo code if you don't even have the damn website right? How do you find the sillage and longevity? I mean, most Spirited Dubais are forever, but I usually don't talk about sillage and longevity because everyone's different. Where you apply matters, how hydrated your skin matters, like how much lotion you put on your skin. Like every night where I spray, which is usually here, or my wrists, I lotion. And I lotion a lot of lotion. That's my routine because during the day, the alcohol in your perfume dries your skin out. So if your skin's dry, it won't perform as well. You won't get as much longevity or sillage or anything like that. So honestly, the truth of the matter is drink a lot of water, lotion your skin at night before you go to bed. And that will help. That will help with your skin just eating fragrances, you know? Okay. His brand should be named Leathram. Nah, we got to come up with something better than that, Dushan. I've heard of that about cumin before. Do you have any recommendations on a cumin fragrance material? I know of 3, but I'm not sure which is closer to muskiness. I've missed so many classes. Well, you didn't hear earlier today. You know, we had an issue where some folks thought they got the notifications turned off. But what was happening is YouTube does personalized notifications. So if you don't have the bell checked to all, it just like stopped recommending my videos to a bunch of people. And they were like, what the F, you know, they weren't getting the notification. So those are actually good recommendations, Dushan. Very well done, my friend. Brand should be called Ram It Dip. Ramathorn. Ramrod. What's up? Ramland. These are all terrible, by the way. Sorry, I should have clarified. I meant like cumin aldehyde. Oh man, you're way too sciencey for me, Science Bear. Ramen robes, that would be awesome. Yes, a 24-hour live stream showing off every fragrance in our entire collection. Go. Interesting notes, indeed. I need to check that out. Lychee. Not smelled that in a perfume. I think the Moon may have had a lychee note, if I'm not mistaken. There are definitely others that, let me see. So the Moon has the Moon does have a lychee note. Dodo from 2019 by Zoologist has one. What else has a lychee note? Maybe we'll do it. This is not a top 10 lychee fragrance one day. A lot of feminine fragrances have it. Tuka Tao from House of Matriarch, which I think I have a sample somewhere, has it. What else? What else has one that I actually have? There's a lot in here that I don't have. A lot of feminine fragrances have it. I'm pretty sure it is in. I'm pretty sure it's in this. Dzongkha, if I'm not mistaken. I think Dzongkha may have a lychee note. Let me look. Lychee and incense. Dzongkha. Aha, Lychee Blossom. That's why it wasn't coming up. It's listed as Lychee Blossom, not Lychee. I don't know how that's different. We need the science bear for that one, man. Indeed, I think you'll find for a designer, they're the best oud out there. No, it wasn't to pull your leg to do those. Scent of the Night, Triumph of Bacchus wanted something boozy. I have a sample of Triumph of Bacchus I need to discuss on the channel. Unexpected Combo, yes, indeed. You haven't tried Dzongkha? Lychee. Ah, then there you go. Insomniac from Spain wearing 20 sprays of Lancetti L'Uomo. Lancetti L'Uomo. You mean Lancetti Uomo? This one. Because this is Uomo, not L'Uomo. But if this is the one you're talking about, this is one of the greatest masculine fragrances of all time. I've got a review off of a sample, and I was able to hunt down 2 bottles, and I mean, fuck me, this stuff. My God, man. What a fragrance Lancetti Uomo is. Go check out my review, but it is absolutely backup bottle worthy. I so adore Paradise Soil. I struggled a little bit with Paradise Soil, maybe because I already had Oud de Grand by Feel Oud. That is an amazing oud slash jasmine. Amazing jasmine. Maybe one of the best oud jasmines I've ever smelled. And I really like the jasmine musk combo in Paradise Soil, but I would almost say it was my least favorite from the collection, but I need to spend more time with it. I think the Ram would use cardamom or oud. Yes, absolutely. I do love cardamom. There you go. You took the words right out of my mouth. Parfum Cologne, is the Parfum version worth the price difference? I actually did a review of the Parfum, the Danger Parfum on the channel, where I talked a little bit about, I don't know the exact differences because I didn't have a decant to discuss, but I think that the differences from what I was hearing is the Parfum Cologne version is much more like Guerlain's Heritage, whereas this is like Guerlain's Heritage rouged up with the extra cumin and the animalic notes. There's some civet and cumin and stuff like that in here that makes it a little bit different. That is my best guess. So I guess, is it worth it is all a matter of, you know, price is always subjective is the thing. $500 to somebody may be like spending $5 at McDonald's to somebody else. I mean, I don't know, but I love the Parfum version. You might be right about that. I got to check them out. All right, let me go back through these for you guys. So let me let Musk Couture sit for a little bit, and let's go back to Cafe Mystique. So it's funny because when I smelled Cafe Mystique half an hour or so ago, I remember saying the coffee note really toned down. Now it's coming back a little bit. Maybe that's the Turkish coffee in the base. Sorry to clear my nose like that for you guys, but let's see. Definitely getting spice and a little bit more of the vanilla. I wish I got more of the myrrh, though. I've been loving myrrh and resins, and myrrh was like the note of the year at the end of 23, early 24, thanks to Rich Mitch with things like Myrrh Ardente, which I still have not smelled. And so I would love to get more of the myrrh and frankincense, but I am getting the coffee again. And maybe it's that Turkish coffee and oud, a combination of mysterious woody notes from Thailand and a gourmet accent. Interesting. Wonder who they got to write these damn things. I'm not getting beeswax. I'm not getting very much of the florals either still. But yeah, it's good. I mean, it's good for a coffee fragrance. Coffee is one of those ingredients that is probably very underrepresented in my collection. I think I have this little bad boy. pure coffee and like the decant of Rumi and stuff that I reviewed on the channel, and that's pretty much it. But I'll review pure coffee one of these days. This is an example of that much more sweeter take on coffee, and I still love this because I love the Amen DNA with that patchouli at its heart. I love what the Amen line does, and I still can't believe L'Oreal, who absolutely destroyed many of my favorite brands from the past. Thierry Mugler's Amen, or just Thierry Mugler brand in general, is one of them. To me, my opinion is L'Oreal's like the destroyer of worlds. And then what they did to YSL should be like a fragrance crime against humanity. They should be tried at The Hague and sentenced for what they did to YSL. Historically, one of the greatest perfume houses ever, and they just crashed it directly into the mountain. And now they're talking about buying a stake in Amouage, which is like, just put the stake directly into them. Don't buy a stake, just put the stake directly into them. Our good friend Qaboos bin Said is floating in his grave right now. He is probably would be absolutely shocked to see what has happened to his favorite perfume house, but money rules the world, money talks, and bullshit walks. And if L'Oreal's just going to walk in throwing $3 billion around, I mean, fuck, it's hard to say no. I understand that, but I would love for Amouage to just be like, nope, we're going to do this on our own. They need to get rid of that fish guy and get somebody else, in my opinion, but they're not listening to me. Kinam Urjwani, that is one of the greatest Kinam scents I've ever smelled. I'm so glad you got that, Ajay. That is fire. That Kinam Urjwani is probably the best Agar Aura I've ever smelled. I would love to smell Taha do more stuff like that. So I guess verdict on Cafe Mystique is it's a good coffee forward fragrance with spices. I wish more of the oud came out. You know, this may have been a good chance to use some of these florals like his father, but I'm not getting that type of amazing floral thing that his dad did. There is frangipani in here, which they say is the floral queen, tenderly collected in the tropics. Their write-ups are hilarious. Ilang Ilang, the epitome of tropical exoticism from the Philippines. So, but I'm just not getting very much of it. Maybe it's there a little bit. I mean, maybe on the outskirts, just a hint, but not very much on the floral side. Much more on the labdanum and spices, really. But the good thing about it is it's not sweet. So Cafe Mystique by Maxim Parfums, it's okay. I don't love it, but it's good. And then we did Amber Balsam, which is probably my favorite of the bunch. I think Amber Balsam is my favorite of the bunch, which from the name, you would maybe think it's the most boring of the bunch. But it's not. It's, now I don't know where I put all these. Okay, here we go. So Amber Balsam is maybe the most interesting of the bunch for me. Even now, so what's this? 45 minutes after I've sprayed? 30 to 45 minutes after I've sprayed? The oud is still very prominent and pushing. And that's the thing. The oud is pushing. There's a lot going on here. I like the clove and cinnamon. So there's clove leaf, cardamom, and cinnamon in here. And then this is the one with the Ruchas vetiver, which adds that earthy, rich take on vetiver, which I showed the Ruchas earlier that I think Ajay very kindly sent me. Who knows what I did with it, but I did show it earlier. How do I lose things on a desk this small? Okay, here we go. So yes, the earthy, sort of dark green Ruchas, mixed with just a ton of balsams. Guarjum balsam, Peru balsam, Tolu balsam, Copiba balsam, basically all the balsams, and labdanum. So labdanum is like the theme that really runs through this line for me, which is good. I like labdanum. This also has the I would say, even though the final one, the Musk Couture, has an Indian oud note, the oud from Siam here makes itself known a lot more. I like the way my favorite oud in the three, which they all have oud according to the card, but my favorite oud of the three is the Amber Balsam, this one right here. Amber Balsam is my favorite of the three. And here's what they say about Oud Siam. The revered woods of Thailand, fit for royalty. Crown me. Ocean Irish amber, ocean touch jewels from the shores of Codenagle. I don't know where that's from, but yes, amber balsam is my favorite. Which is funny because it sounds like the most basic of the bunch, but I think it smells like the most complex. And then finally, we've got Musk Couture, which that muskiness into the dry down is very interesting. It's kind of done in the style of the Musk collection from Arige. Where is it now? I was going to show you guys the bottle again. They don't have the names on the front, so it's hard to keep track which one's which. So Musk Couture, here's Musk Couture. This is the one that did not have the card with it. So they all have this very dark colored juice, but this was the one with the very interesting lychee note in the top with raspberry, which I guess those two really go together, with herbal green, Roman chamomile. I could see something very kind of relaxing with this fragrance, and it's got that tobacco feeling that reminded me a little bit of Oud Balsam from the Feel Oud collection. So tobacco, Gaiac wood, ylang ylang, and then this is the one where the Nagarmatha or the Cypriol is like amping up the Indian Ouds. Because it started out very animalic the first 10 seconds, and then it just kind of goes down, down, down as time goes on. And then it brings in more of the vanilla and benzoin, and there is some oak moss in the base with cedarwood and Siberian musk. And the Siberian musk is, for this type of brand, I'm assuming it's real Siberian deer musk. So you're getting the real Siberian musk, real Indian oud. I wish the oud was heavier, but I think that would take away from the point, which, I mean, the name of the fragrance is Musk Couture. So it does make sense that the oud is not shy, but it goes away very quickly and allows the musk to shine. So yes, if you like the gentler musks, you know, if you like the powdery parts of the musk. So when they distill musk, the way Russian Adam described it to me is they can distill the grains inside of the musk pod. They can also distill the leathery outer sac of the pod, if you will. And that leathery outer sac is what kind of adds to the leathery, almost like castoreum, more animalic smell. Whereas the inside is usually what adds to the green, softer, you know, cloudy, puffy type smell from the musk. And so this is kind of the latter. It's not the leathery outer part. It smells like you're getting more of the chocolatey, softer, powdery aspects of musk. But it's very beautiful. All of these are well done. None of the concerns that I had about the house when I reviewed La Voyage Orientale or the cologne collection from the Bortnikoff line came through to the house of Maxim. None of them. None of the concerns flowed over, which is fantastic. If you can find a fat decant of Danger Pour Homme Parfum, that would be enough. A fat decant. Speaking of the cheese note you mentioned in some ouds, in the Cambodian oud, there's both the cheesy note and also the sour cherry smell. It's from Rising Phoenix. Also got blue spikenard in the order. Spikenard is a worrying note. Spikenard is one of those ingredients that sometimes when I see it in a perfume, I'm like, ooh, I don't know. Spikenard can be challenging. But Rising Phoenix is a good house. It's a house that I've sampled some of the stuff from Rising Phoenix, and it's legit. I would like to smell a lot more from Rising Phoenix. But you know, speaking of that cherry note, I'll never be able to find it without going through a couple of these. And the first one I grabbed was it. So if you watch my review of the history of Cambodian oud, this has many of those same features. You get a little bit of this almost cherry, almost like this very smooth cherry wood smell, the sour cherry smell you were talking about, but it's very resinous. This is a very resinous oud, slightly incense-y smelling, but resinous with that cherry wood, but so smooth, unbelievably smooth. This History of Oud collection is some of the best oud I've ever smelled. I mean, it is, for an oud head, this is like going to class. Very interesting stuff. Very, I would urge Russian Adam to do another collection like that. I know it's not easy to balance the amount of perfumer's alcohol to oud to make it smell proper, to make it smell like you're literally like swiping oud from, you know, from a Tola or something. But he did an amazing job and used some amazing ingredients. You forgot labdanum in your scent. Well, labdanum would depend on the scent. It would have to be a couple scents. You can't just release one. I mean, I guess you could, but I don't think it would be a good idea. I think it would be a better idea to do kind of like what Maxim's doing and release a trio. Although you can feel the, speaking of labdanum runs through all three of these Maxim. Can I hold them all together? Let's see. I think I can. The advantages of big hands. So all three of these have that labdanum note running through it. So much depends on personal grooming, so it's hard to judge. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I never go into, you'll notice on the reviews I do, I hardly ever go into sillage or projection or any of that stuff because everyone is completely different. Plus, I tend to reapply. I'm a reapplier. So I'll wear a fragrance for 4 or 5 hours here, and then I'll reapply over here. And so I'm not spraying over the original spray, but I am doing another spray. So a lot of times I'll start by applying on the inside of my collarbones right here for the first time. So let's say 7:30 in the morning, right? Your first application here, here, and here. And then sometimes here if I really want to project, or sometimes on the shirt if I really want to project. And then for the second application, let's say after lunch, 1, 2 in the afternoon, then I'll do here, here, and here. So I can re-experience the top. So I still have the dry down here uninterrupted. But then I'll also go here so I can re-experience the fragrance from the beginning. And the other thing I learned is don't be shy when you spray. Spray 2, 3, 4 sprays in the same spot for all it matters. You know, maybe I'm a little bit of an oversprayer, but my goal is to use all this fragrance before I die. So I got work to do. What's up, Micah? Good to see you, man. Vintage Caron pour homme. Very nice. Caron pour un homme, I assume. One of the best lavenders ever. I still need to review this bad boy. Most people think lavender is purple, but it's not. It's actually green. And this is so classy. Such a classy lavender with that vanilla. Beautiful. And this bottle from the 80s adds a little bit of an animalic touch. This is my favorite version. I've smelled the new one. I actually have a bottle of the new one. I just think it's shit. So this is the one I show. The new one smells so scratchy. And so someone made the point. They said, Caron claims they haven't changed a thing in the formula since 1934. And so they were saying the formula now is the same as it is in 1934. And they were saying that may be true, but that doesn't mean in the 80s they didn't change anything. So the bottle that you love in the 80s, from the 1980s, this one with the rounded kind of top, may be completely different from the original formula, which is what they claim they're using now. But I don't know. I thought the original one smelled very cheap and scratchy, personally. The new one. Hey, Andre, what's going on, man? Welcome to the live. It's been too long. I miss you guys. We need to do more of these lives. Oda Hermes, salute, my brother. Well done. What's up in Romania? Justin, all the old timers. YouTube is lame. Yeah, YouTube algorithm kind of doing its own thing. My Adidas brother, Clandestine Laboratories Master has Lecce. I have not smelled Master, I don't think, although I do have some Clandestine Laboratories that I want to talk about on the channel. The newest one is shit, what is the newest one? I think the newest one is called Covert. Covert. You can't see that. Maybe you can, but it's called Covert. And it's nice, but I've found it slightly unextraordinary. But yes, Covert and also Ashes are on the Clandestine Laboratory 2 review list. So yes, there will be some Clandestine Laboratory videos. It's just, again, never-ending stream of things to talk about in the fragrance game. That's what makes it so great. There is no getting to the end. You don't finish. You may give up. You may say, "That's it. I have all the fragrances I need, and that's it. I don't want to buy anything else ever again. I'm happy. I just want to wear what I have, and that's it. And I want to stay in my little foxhole, and I'm not coming out of the hole. Staying in my rabbit hole, not coming out, because every time you come out, you look around, you realize how shite everything is. You go back into your hole. I could see someone doing that, but it never ends. It's not like you beat the boss and that's it. The game is over. It just goes on and on and on and on. Hey, Ashley, welcome. K. Decrizia is fab. It is. And you know what's funny about K. Decrizia is it's your boy, Maurice Roussel. So I figured you would love it. But it's a fantastic Chypre, old school style. Very complex, very animalic. Well, I take that back. Not animalic, but very thick and rich and big. There's a lot going on. And it wears like an 80s Chypre. It's slightly animalic, but it's very, very well done. If you're a fan of complex perfumery, K. Decrizia is, who cares if it was marketed towards women? It's worth a sniff. Hey, Noah. Ashley. It has been raining a lot these days in Bucharest, Dushan. Last chance of wearing those cold weather scents. Wear the cold weather scents in the heat. I'm telling you, sometimes when I wear these cold weather scents in the heat, they bring in different, different aromas that I don't get in the cold. Different parts of the fragrance come out. So yeah, wear them in the heat. You might be surprised. You might surprise yourself. They wear more intense in the heat too. Like a great example of that is Anubis, who is a fantastic old school Egyptian god, by the way. But Anubis from the house of Papillon, when you wear Anubis in the heat, you get more of that Egyptian jasmine, and it's so beautiful in the heat. And you would think, my God, Anubis is a huge incense-y fragrance. How do you wear that in the heat with all those resins, sticky resins? It's amazing in the heat. So I'm telling you, try those cold weather fragrances in the heat. I have completely gone off of seasons. It's funny because people ask me, like, would you wear Overture Man in the heat? Hell yes, I would. So anytime you ask me, would I wear a fragrance in the heat? Yes, the answer is yes. There's nothing I wouldn't wear. Even the most animalic ouds work amazing in the heat. The leathers work amazing in the heat. I think most people associate those with a cold weather, and they associate citruses with warm weather, but I just wear whatever. Like, I'm going to wear these Maxims. I'm going to wear these Maxims in the heat. That fruity, lychee, raspberry, whatever you want to call it, mixed with the musk is very strange. It's a strange concoction. I'll tell you that. Musk Couture is definitely the weirdest of the bunch. There's no doubt about it. I hate that the name's not on the front of these, so you don't know which one's which. But yes, Musk Couture is definitely the strangest of the bunch. Some might say the most artistic of the bunch, but they're all good. I'm impressed. Maxim. I'm impressed. I don't think I love any of them. If I loved any of them, it would be Amber Balsam. See, now Amber Balsam is turning almost like you're getting this hint of cumin into the dry down. That may be the oud giving off little incensey wisps as well. I really like Amber Balsam. If I was going to pick one as a love, it would be Amber Balsam. Been on a L'Artisan kick of late, eh, Rachel? I need to review some of those. They have been unfairly neglected on the channel. Unfairly neglected. Mine is an old vintage. Crazy busy. Awesome indeed. Tried Triumph of Bacchus sample. Absolutely, utterly hated it. You know what? You have graduated to artisanal perfumery, my friend, is really what this all comes down to, is what I think. You just need to stay with your Kina Mujwanis and, Aris Ladores and Ensars. Just you're there, dude. You graduated to where you need to be. Wear your Sherwoods. Don't try to go back. Don't try to go back. I do it for the channel. There's no reason for you to do it. Just stay in your foxhole, as I was saying earlier, Ajay. You've made it, my friend. You've made it. You made it to base camp. There's no need to go back. You got the flag. You won. I'm not sure about the difference of lychee versus lychee blossom on the site. They pair raspberry and raspberry leaf together too, along with skunk cabbage and skunk oil. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure there is some difference. I don't know what it is. I'm collection only vintage L'artisan. You know what? To that point though, Duchamp, just to be completely transparent and open, I do have a new bottle of Timbuktu. Well, a newer bottle, not new, but newer. And this is damn good. I mean, and I've got the vintage too. I could do a comparison video. I've got the vintage and I have this. And to me, Timbuktu, even in this form, is still very good. It's there's not much difference. I won't lie. I mean, and people are always talking about, oh, the vintage is so much stronger. I don't get much stronger. I mean, this is a 6 or 7 hour fragrance to me. Also because of that ISO-E note, you go nose blind to it very quickly. So I like to reapply this, even though maybe it will last longer than 6 hours. But I mean, usually by 4 or 5 hours, I'm ready to reapply this bad boy anyway. So I have no problem with the newer version of Timbuktu. Just a random point that I came across, or that I've had that bottle for years. So I've come across it for years. But yes, just finished revising, but I'm doing well. Just finished revising. What's revising? What is revising? Maybe there's a difference, like Iris versus Oris. Yeah, I'm sure. You have your science project, my friend. It's my best jasmine oud combo, so that makes sense. Yes, you're talking about Paradise Soil. Love the florals. Oh yeah, the jasmine in Paradise Soil reminds me a lot of the jasmine in Oud de Grand. If you have not smelled Oud de Grand, by the way, I would highly recommend it, especially if you're into Paradise Soil. This was actually a gift, by the way. My bottle of Oud Balsam I finished, and I ended up getting this as a gift. This is Oud de Grand, and this is like 50% concentration of Thai oud. They also went with the magnetic cap. Very Gucci Poron bottle, huh? But Oud de Grand, I mean, even from the atomizer, the jasmine is so unbelievably picture perfect, natural. Like if you grew up in a place where you have smelled real jasmine, you will pick, I mean, this will be like an instant love to you. And it doesn't have the musks that the Musk collection has, obviously, but it has this huge dose of Thai oud, which is fruity, it's like the playful oud, you know? It's like the oud for people that don't like animalic ouds here. They say this is 100-year-old Thai oud. That's what I read somewhere, I think. Where's the little blurb? Oud de Grand. Exceptional, unique, and luxurious composition consists of around 50% Thai oud, natural Thai oud oil with gourmand and delicious scent profile, perfectly blended with the rarest types of distilled jasmine grandiflorum and sprinkled with a touch of pink pepper on top. Enjoy the beauty of the rarest natural ingredients used in abundance to achieve the most luxurious aroma. So, and I think these are still available on the Feel Oud website, by the way. I think Oud de Grand is the most expensive because of the big dose of Thai oud. Thai oud has this, outside of fruity, I would say it almost has this like balloon-like texture to it. Like you blew up a balloon, you know, and you left it in there. You left the air in the balloon, and then you came back a week later and slowly let the air out and smelled it. And it had this weird kind of rubbery, plasticky, like enclosed smell. And the oud is slightly fruity with that resinous, weird kind of balloon smell I was describing, right? So imagine that with the most beautiful jasmine you've ever smelled. I mean, I reviewed a Xerjoff, which some people were trying to tell me is the best jasmine oud, and I forgot what it was called. I think it was called Alcott or something like that. Alcott. And Alcott ain't got shit on this or Paradise Soil. I mean, I think I prefer Oud de Grand personally, just from now. Granted, I do have a bottle and I've given it multiple full wears, whereas with Paradise Soil, it was just one wear off of a sample, and it wasn't even a wear. It was like during a live stream, so I was testing other things. It wasn't even a true proper wear. But if you love Paradise Soil that much, I would highly urge you to check out Oud de Grand. So that is my rant. Okay, rant over. Go back in your box, Oud de Grand. You're no longer needed. You are no longer needed, Oud de Grand. Why is this all weird? How does this go? Okay. Okay, there we go. A lot of boxes. There we go. Oud de Grand. Okay, still waiting for Quertus. It should arrive next week. You're in for a treat, my friend. Quertus is like, it's so good. I mean, it's like so I'm going to do a full review of Quertus. It's going to have its own video because it definitely deserves it. But it's almost like a little bit of a more if you want the 30,000 foot overview, it's like a more wearable take on his Cuir de Russie. I think just smell for smell, I would take Cuir de Russie that Russian Adam did for the Arise Ladore brand, but Cuir de Russie is a fabric perfume only. So the fact that you can't spray that on skin, I think I would actually take Quertus. I think I would take Quertus because I am a skin applier. Very rarely do I spray on clothes. I actually only spray on clothes if I'm like going out and I want people to smell me. Other than that, I don't really care if people smell me or not. So a lot of times I wear fragrances for myself. And because of that, I like the way they break down on skin better. So not being able to spray Arise Ladore's Cuir de Russie on skin pushes me to taking Quertus over it. Even though I like the animalics and the way they're done in Cuir de Russie more. If Russian Adam could make Cuir de Russie and make it not in a fabric perfume, that could be a signature scent for me. I mean, that is one of the greatest leather fragrances I've ever smelled. I would even go so far as to say, for me, now, I don't think it's a better fragrance, just because I don't think it's fair to say it's a better fragrance than Chanel's Cuir de Russie, because Chanel's Cuir de Russie is one of the greatest perfumes of all time. But for my personal taste, I think even Russian Adam's Cuir de Russie fits me better than Chanel's. But Chanel is one of the greatest Cuir de Russies of all time. But the way he did his Cuir de Russie with the animalics and that beaver tail oil, which is like castoreum to the power of 10, I mean, my God, man, it is just, it's a wonder. It's an amazing wonder of the fragrance game. Quertissimo. I know this sounds weird, but I'm loving white diamonds. I'm starting to love women's 80s style florals. That's awesome, dude. I agree. I mean, check out K de Krizia. Check out these old Krizias for women, Justin. If you haven't taken my advice on Teatro alla Scala yet, which if you haven't, you will be punished later. You'll get a reprimand in the mail from Channel Ram. But if you have not tried Teatro alla Scala, I know you said big white florals and all that, but I'm telling you, these women's like K de Krizia, Teatro alla Scala, check out these little bad boys right here. La Nuit by Paco Rabanne. This is an amazing, amazing fragrance. Almost in the style of Teatro alla Scala. But again, if you're digging these women's 80s fragrances, check these out. You'll be thoroughly, thoroughly impressed. I promise you. I love Forbidden Flower from that set, but I'm curious, does anyone else think the strongest note is powderiness? I could see that. Very nice. Rachel ordered a sample of Oud de Grand. Congrats. Well done, Rachel. Which one do you prefer more, Guerlain, Heritage? I mean, oh God, that's an impossible question because Heritage is a top 10 fragrance for me in the gold cap version, the vintage, which I actually haven't. It's put away in the safe. It's not amongst the regular fragrances right now. It's sitting in safety, but I really do love wearing Roja's Danger. I'm not going to lie. I really do love it. And I talk about this sort of dichotomy in the review. There is this of two minds. On one half, you're like, you can't smell this without smelling Heritage. On the other hand, though, to be fair, Heritage came out in 1992, right? In 86, Zeno came out, which you will smell some similarities to Heritage. And then the next year, this little bad boy came out, which is Eigner's Free Life. You'll smell some similarities to Heritage. In 1991, which is a year before Heritage came out, this came out, which was Ungaro's Pour L'Homme. This has huge similarities to Heritage. So the trend was already building, and then Heritage came out. So even though I think Heritage is the best version of all of these, and there's more, by the way, it's not just these, there's more. I talk about it in my Amber Fougere video if you're interested. But I really, really like wearing Danger. I'm not going to lie. I really, really like wearing Danger. With that cumin touch and the animalics and that weird tarragon thing in the top. It does some things that are different, but it definitely borrows a lot from Heritage. Definitely. So bought my mom tons of older women's fragrances right before I got into vintage. Now I'm nosing through her collection. That's awesome, dude. I just imagine you smelling like white diamonds, just lifting 500 pounds at the gym. Whoops. How did I do that? There we go. Quirtus is the best from the collection. Quirtus or Royal Barn? I'm still in toss-up mode. I haven't decided yet. Just wanted to say hello, L'Oreal, aka Thanos, the destroyer of worlds. They destroyed YSL. I have at least 5 vintage Coros and 1 new. White Shoulders would only be considered good if it was a clone for cheap, but as a reformulation, it's a disaster. Yeah, man, L'Oreal. I don't know what to say about L'Oreal. I mean, I know what to say, but I'm gonna hold my tongue. Taha has oud oil called Ko Kong, which has caught my eye. Only thing is, it's $1,700 for 3 grams. Can you just send me like a gram? I'll be like the guy begging on the corner. Please, sir, may I have a gram of $1,700 oud, please? That sounds amazing. I'd like to try all those fragrances you're talking about. Elizabeth, yeah, I've never actually tried white diamonds, but everyone keeps telling me you got to get a vintage. So I want the vintage, obviously, but I mean, you can just go buy white diamonds for 20 bucks or something, but it would be the modern. Old school. I love them. Yep. Will you name some more, please? Rubies and diamonds. Oh, you're talking about all of the Elizabeth Taylors? Yeah. Hope to try them. Thank you. And Elizabeth Taylor, Passion for Women and Passion for Men. Passion for Men is amazing. I don't have Passion for Women, but Passion for Men is amazing. It is a, well, you know, you have them. But yes, that is a decent little collection. I'm impressed. I'm not blown away, but I'm thoroughly impressed. I'm thoroughly impressed upon initial impression, let's say. I like what Maxim did with this first collection. He needs to then take the next step, in my opinion. I still can't believe they gave me a coupon code. That's a RAM channel first. You are witnessing history here, my friends. Never ran out of a perfume life. By far the most perfumed live YouTube smell. Good night. Passion. So good. Agreed. Agreed. Good luck with them, Reggies. They are all classic florals with aldehydes. You know, if you're in love with aldehydic florals, Justin, just a side note, my friend. I mean, this may be like telling you to find a painting of the Mona Lisa, but if you are in love with aldehydic florals, let me just show you something here that you need to put on your wish list and do some digging. But this is a extrait version of Arpège by Lanvin. And I don't know how old this bottle is. I have no clue. 30s, 40s, 50s. I don't know. It's old though. But the fragrance inside, my fucking God. Maybe the best aldehydic floral ever. Fuck. I mean, if you're into aldehydic florals, I will tell you, Arpège is on another planet. And so is this, by the way. I only have this little, what is this? This is a 19 mil. This is what they used to give away for free. Chanel. Look, the back literally says compliments of Chanel. They used to give this away for free, by the way. This is how bad they fuck us now compared to what they used to do back in the day. They used to say, here you go. Try our fragrances. Please buy it. Here's a 19 mil for free. Or with a purchase or something, they would give you this for free. Now they don't even want to give you a stupid 2 mil thing. But this is one of the greatest aldehydic florals I've ever smelled. Number 22. Number 22 in the vintage Eau de Toilette is astronomical. Astronomical. My God, man. I mean, these two, I think I actually prefer Arpège. But if you're into aldehydic florals lately, you need to try these two. Need to. Not, I think you should. You need to. Man, I mean, I would love to review them one day, but fuck, what would I say? Good night, man. Thanks for being here. Just sprayed my newly acquired Aramis cologne as my scent of the night. Anyone know how to date these? My bottle's 100. As long as it says cologne, you're good. As long as it says cologne, you're good, man. That is an amazing fragrance. I'm looking forward to trying them. It was called cologne. Yes. Have you compared? I have the EDT. Not sure the differences. All I know is I love Aramis. I do too. Happy Tuesday night, Ram. Everyone around here. Thanks, Omar. Thanks for being here, bro. Black by Comme des Garçons. I reviewed that on the channel. That's a fantastic fragrance. I would love a bottle one day. I want to know your thoughts on Clandestine. More Clandestine reviews to come. Do you know, Ramsey, that Lesson Demo is going to release an oud? Yes, I did. I did know about that. I would love to smell it. What's your scent of the day? 24-hour marathon stream. Spray your knees. That's right. Spray your knees. Although if we just did every fragrance in the collection show off, we wouldn't have to spray very much. Yeah, you're good, Noah. All I know is it's the older version, so was a little cold. Watching from South Korea. Welcome. Welcome, Distant Towers. A Lesson Demodable Oud, take my money. You know, I would like to smell Patchouli Noisette, but there's a lot of Lesson Demodables I haven't smelled. I haven't smelled Cuir de Chêne, or there's a handful I've never smelled. And all of the Lesson Demodables I have are samples. So Rose de Jamal is right up here somewhere. I own 0 full bottles. They're all samples. Now, granted, they're 10 mil samples, but they're all samples. My boy Maurice in the house. I just imagine Maurice just chain smoking, just one cigarette after the other. Anyone named Maurice should chain smoke, by the way. That is a rule. And just making this in 1980 while just drinking bottle after bottle of wine. I just imagine Maurice Roussel as just an absolute degenerate back in the day. He would have been fun to party with. I'll send you a DM, Ram. I have a decan of Thomas DeMonico. Oh, queer. It's floral. I heard it's floral. I've never smelled it, though. Thank you. Frederick Mall, the moon is so... It is. I love the moon. I absolutely adore the moon. I think I put it ahead of Musk Habib in the... I think it came out the same year as Musk Habib, 2019. And I think I put it ahead in the ranking, and someone was like, you put the moon ahead of Musk Habib? And I was like, man, I love the moon. What can I say? Oud will be a limited release, only 50 bottles. Jesus, that's like Sherwood style small. I'm going to be wearing Kay de Critzia vintage to bed. You should explore the Elizabeth Taylor White Diamonds line, Ram, and vintage Alfred Sung for women. Man, you went on a tangent, Justin, but I respect you for that, brother. I don't discriminate against perfumes for any weather type. Agreed. And you know what? If someone doesn't like smelling my oud on like a hot day, then get away from me. That's my take on it. You have to wear cold weather fragrances in the Texas heat. It's our one season. That is exactly correct. If I only wore cold weather fragrances in the cold, I'd never get to wear them ever. I'd wear Yatagan on the surface of Mercury. Rachel, I thought it was 500 bottles. I think you will also like Safari by Women. Ah, that's a good shout, Dushan. I'm probably misremembering the number. 500 seems a little more doable. Royal Barn. Cheers. I'm excited to be a small part of Royal Barn, even if it's very small. Royal Barn is so good. It is so fantastic. What is the best artisanal one you discovered the past months? Probably these two. Probably Royal Barn and Quirtus, but also I have to give a shout out to Sherwood's Inexplicable and also Sherwood's Paradise. I really like Paradise as an oud lover. Paradise is really, really good. But if you go back to last year, it would probably be that Sherwood God damn it. Now I gotta get it. It would be, what are you named? You are named Ambrosia. Ambrosia was so unbelievable. One of the best ambergris fragrances I've ever smelled, ever. And mixed with that oud and leathery aspects, it's heaven. I love Ambrosia. But I've discovered a lot of artisanal fragrances recently. So the newer Reges, the new Maxims, the Sherwoods, they're all good. They're all worth exploring. I would love to explore more NSARs. It's just they're so unbelievably expensive. And just with the divorce, I just can't spend any money, unfortunately. So luckily, I have brands sending me stuff now, or else I wouldn't be exploring anything new, to be honest, except for the 1,000,001 samples I have up there. Going to have to try that for sure. Time to put the little one to bed. It's a school night. Cheers, Rachel. Thanks for being here. Any suggestions for strong sillage and longevity floral perfume? I don't think Xerius is a floral perfume with strong sillage. Poison? Could you really go wrong with poison? This shit will last you all day, all night, all day. This is the Energizer Bunny. Yeah, poison, or if you want a really off-the-wall recommendation that I actually have come to like more than poison, don't tell poison this, but this little bad boy, let's just say she has grown on me. This is Balahé by Leonard. This is a women's fragrance that, Justin, you should try. If you haven't tried these either, Justin, by the way, I'm giving you some damn good tips here, buddy. But yes, Balahé by Leonard. This stuff is I like it better than Poison, personally, for me to wear. Now, Poison smells amazing on the right lady. This stuff is, it literally is Poison. But I would say if you want an amazing vintage, never-ending tuberose, check these two out. Check these two out. Good night, Rachel. It's not too bad. It's just a better PDM Carlisle. I've never smelled Carlisle. Oud de Grand is awesome. It is an amazing jasmine. Have you tried Alfred Sun for women? Happy Rammerthon. Hey, Mr. Inglewood, what's going on? I like Kenneth Cole Black. I'm expecting a bottle of it to arrive tomorrow. Nice. It'll be in the same package as Gucci, Guilty Absolute, Parfum, and an Aventus clone. An Aventus clone. Really? The Thai floral oud from Rising Phoenix has a touch of the balloony smell too, but it also has pineapple. Nice. Yeah, Thai oud is interesting. Here the femme is awesome too. Interesting. I use decants of the House of Kenneth Cole. Excellent quality. Lucky you. Very nice. Alcott, or however it's spelled, is actually better than I thought it would be. Joanna sent me a sample. Yes, it's better than I agree with you, Justin. It's better than I thought it would be, but it's nowhere near Oud de Grand by wherever the heck it is. By Feel Oud. What did I do? Where do all these go? Here they are on the floor. Yes, Oud Balsam. Oud Balsam is just wipes the floor with Alcott. Some of the better Xerjoffs are the ouds that they do. I think Xerjoff does good oud. So I've reviewed some of them. You can find them on the Xerjoff playlist or whatever. But it's just hard to justify spending that kind of money when I could get some of these artisanal fragrances for less. You know, that's the problem Xerjoff has in my mind. So I own and enjoy the Pour Homme, but I haven't tried the Pour Femme yet. I'm very interested to see what it's like. Blackberries with rose and patchouli sounds good to me. I reviewed, be careful with the Pour Femme though, Regis, because I don't know if you already bought it yet. But if you're in the market for Gucci Guilty Absolute Pour Femme, go watch my review of Gucci Guilty Oud. That is supposed to smell like the Pour Femme version. And I thought it was Xerjoff Tommy Iommi was told that I smell like candy. Really? Have you smelled Kenneth Cole Black Bold? Has a lotus note. And I accidentally always spray a Riche Cuir de Russie on my skin for some reason. It's weird. So when you melt, like the bad guy from Ghostbusters, where he blows up like a balloon, Mr. Puff, when you just explode like him, don't come running to me, Ajay. I warned you. Although do gift me all your perfume, please. Leave a thumbs up. Please do leave a thumbs up. We'll have to end this soon as it's coming up on my bedtime, but I'm glad I got to do this live. And thank you to the House of Maxim for sending me these very generous fragrances, which I will be wearing. I recommend Gucci Guilty Absolute Pour Homme to a friend, and she ended up buying both and says Pour Femme is awesome too. Nice. Arise Ladore taunting me with all the great sold-out fragrances on the website. Yes, they're going, you need to get in sooner. No effing around when it comes to Arise Ladore. Morning, Clarence. Morning from Singapore. Very nice. My bottle of Pour Femme is coming tomorrow. I dated a girl in high school that wore white diamonds, and I followed her around like a puppy dog. I have vintage K de Crizia. I mentioned it to Rachel on the stream. Oh, and also Alfred Sung Women. Rare 20% off coupon on Arise on Botanu. On Botanu. What is Botanu? I don't know what that is. But I would probably take I'd probably take Almotia, if memory serves, or Mysore and Senza. On vacation in Orlando at Mickey Mouse World, the missus took my LV imagination away from me and won't give it back. She's a frag head now. That's funny. I have not smelled that imagination before, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it. My wife wore almost all of my Aventus. Dude, you need to buy her. You need to buy her a Ventus for her. Huh? That's what you need. You need a Ventus for her. You can see this has been worn, and I actually do like this. I think it smells amazing on a woman. Give her Royal Oud, Royal Princess Oud. There's a 1.7 vintage 90s formula white diamonds on Mercari for $45. I tried to get my wife to agree to try it. She won't get away from the Coach Poppy Crush, which sucks for me. That does suck for you, dude. You need to just break that bottle. I love the EDT number 22. Yes. Aldehydic reminds me of beautifully incense floor. It is unbelievable. Darren Allen's new release. I'm telling you, it never ends. Meleg Civic Cat. I reviewed that on the channel, by the way. It's very vanillic. It wasn't bad. It was just, you know, it was You must try Darren Allen's. Is Quirtus worth a blind buy? It's nothing like Chanel's Cuir de Russie or Roge's Great Britain. It's much closer to Arise La Dore's Cuir de Russie, which I reviewed on the. You can go check out my review of Cuir de Russie if you'd like, or go watch my live stream on the. Go watch my live stream on the Musk collection, because I actually did a. Early impression or first impression video, just like I did today for the Maxims on the Arise La Dore. Buy it. Okay, lunch is over. Gucci Nobile. Yes, I need to review that bad boy. Quirtus is worth it. If you love leather and animalics, hard to go wrong. It is. It is hard to go wrong. Absolutely love it to death, but not an X-ray. But I love the arpege sample. Yes. The X-ray is unbelievable. I know they're sourcing oud for a possible Grand Cru now, but making a fragrance out of it and release it this year still seems unlikely. No, I think they announced it at Essex or something. They're doing a oud this year, so I think it's official. We'll have to do it before it sells out and people start charging. Yes, that's right. Get in now while you can. Cyber Extreme. I've never smelled that. I have not found many NSARs that do a lot of animalics, so that's very interesting to me, Max. I reviewed Tiger Lust on the channel, which is one of the most animalic NSARs I've ever tried. I don't know if you've tried that one. Is Cyber Extreme more animalic than Tiger Lust? By the way, Cyber Extreme is a weird name. It's like cyber. If you want a great Xerjoff, get your hands on Lunosa. It's similar, but I'm surely better than, in my opinion, surely better than Sir Winston. I had a bottle of vintage Sir Winston all lined up, and it broke on me. Don't look at the price, though. Stimulating the atmosphere of human fresh forest. I had a dream walking in such a place before, using it before going to sleep. Anyone with the same? That's crazy. I've never smelled it. Good night, Corey. Anyone looking to sell Beach Hut, man? Shit, get it now. It's discontinued, I hear. I don't know. That honestly, I don't know what my oldest fragrance is. It's probably something like this, but I don't know when this is, you know, 30s, 40s, 50. I have no clue. So it's probably 50 to 70 years old. Hey, what's up, brother? Good to see you, Spice. I'll hit you up later. I will hit you up later. Yeah, the moon bow pick was amazing. I'm gonna come kick it with you in Hawaii, bro. Have you tried any elixir? No, someone asked me that earlier today, actually, on a comment. No, I have not. I've heard of them. I know of them, but I've never tried any. But I have been getting into Atars lately, so I mean, I would like to. Ensar Oud Sultani Brumai Kinam is a great animalic purple soliflor oud. Crime and Punishment, another great animalic musky oud. Two I've never smelled. They're on my never-ending wish list, Paolo. Good to see you, by the way. Would anyone want to sell History of Cambodian oud? Shit. It's crazy because I would give. So if I saw the History of Cambodian oud, which sold for $300 or $400 when it was available, so if I saw it, on eBay for like $1,000 or something, I'd be like, that guy's fucking insane, you know, fuck him. But then when I think about it, I'd be like, what would it take for me to sell this? I mean, even if you gave me $1,000, I don't think I would sell it. This means more to me than $1,000. You know what I mean? So I'm in this weird conundrum as, of course, price is all subjective, but man, for me, I don't know if there's, I mean, I don't want to say I don't know if there's any amount of money, because if someone was like, okay, I'm going to give you 100 grand, I'd be like, okay, here's your history of Cambodian oud, sir. Have a great day. But for just normal prices, like what it should be selling for, would I sell that for $500 or even 1,000? Hell no. So yeah, it's tough. But all right, I got to run. I said 2 hours was the max. So Maxim Perfumes, check them out. They do have sample sets, and thank you to the brand for sending me these. I enjoyed getting to know them. I think if Maxim sticks to his guns, he has a bright future. I'm getting a lot of tobacco from that musk, and I'm still getting some funky oud from amber balsam. So yeah, these are good. These are good. These are good stuff. I'm impressed. I think he needs to stick to his guns and maybe amp up some of the ouds in the next offering. But yes. So I appreciate everyone joining this random live stream. It's been too long. There will be more live streams to come. There's a lot of other brands I want to discuss that just I don't have time to do individual videos. So lumping it into a live stream, I think, is a great way to do it. Plus, I get to interact with you guys. And look, I mean, we talked about everything from Rien Intense Incense to Dzongkha to Poison to Balahé to Arpege to number 22. I mean, we went all over the place. Amouage Silver Oud, Roja's Danger, Lanchetti Uomo, Caron Poronom, Pure Coffee, you know, Ungaro Porlom. We literally went everywhere. Escada Porom. So that's why these lives are cool, is we can just talk about all kinds of things. Again, congratulations to Eugene on Des Cendres being nominated for the independent category for an award. I really hope it wins, because I think it's one of the best releases of 2023. So fingers crossed on Des Cendres. But thanks, everybody. Have a good night. We'll do these more often, I promise. Cheers. Catch you next time. Bye-bye.